Welcome back to the update video of the Minecon Live 2020 live stream, and in this update we are getting the caves and cliffs from Minecraft. So this is actually the new biome they added, the Lush Caves. Now I'm going to let you just watch this video right now and you can see how beautiful now they made the caves. Now here's a screenshot of all the new stuff they added for the cave updates. You have the glowberries, you have the spore blossoms, there's a quick picture of the caves, I guess in the beta process, the Dripleaf Plants, and the azalea leaf trees. Now the azalea leaf trees are actually the trees that you use to find the Lush Caves. What you do when you find the azalea leaf trees, you actually find a little hole going down, and it should lead you to the Lush Caves biome. Now the Dripleaf Plants are another plant that they added in Minecraft, and you can see they're sort of like a staircase. So what you can actually do is when you jump on the Dripleaf Plants, the blocks actually tilt down over time so you can actually fall through them. So this is actually good for a platform game if you want to make it, and it resets itself because over time the platform goes back up, so the players only have a certain amount of time to stand on the blocks. Now they actually have new cave generations that they added for the caves, and you can see the space is a lot more open. They have something called local water level now, and pretty much the caves will have different water level heights so you can swim through it as you can see over here, and also just explore a whole lot more in the caves now that they're giant and have a vast more place to go in them. Now in the caves, they added the Dripstone Caves. Now they have stalagmites, which are the spikes on the bottom, and stalactites, which are the spikes hanging down from the caves. It's a bit confusing, I always get them mixed up. But this is kind of different for Minecraft because it adds a 3D shape that's not sort of blocky to them. And what these stalagmites and stalactites do is when they get broken from the top, just like you saw, they drop down the blocks. So we're putting in a new block for that. And if a mob falls on the stalagmites, it kills them. Now for the redstoners, they added these blocks called the Shulk Blocks. They found these Shulk growths, and it actually has pretty cool features. When you place, walk near, or destroy a block, it actually sends a redstone signal from the blocks. So this is how this piston is being powered, and it's actually in a loop because the block goes back and forth, sending a signal to these Shulk Blocks, which makes the piston go loops round and round. Now you can actually use wool in between them to block the signal, and it's called wool occultation. I can't pronounce it, sorry. So wool actually can be used to block redstone, which is actually pretty cool. And an accident they actually had from making this is they made wireless redstone. So you can actually use wireless redstone, sending a signal to a block, and it goes all the way up. So this can be really cool to make contraptions with for us redstoners. Now by far the scariest thing they added to these cave updates with these Shulk blocks is the Warden. It's the brand new mob that's actually a blind mob, and he actually navigates off of vibrations. Now you can see from this video the Shulk block is making the vibrations, and it actually attracts the Warden to it. So I'm going to let you just watch this gameplay that they showed in the Minecon Live, and you'll see what happens when the Warden gets close to you. So what they added to the game is actually now Amethyst Gems. Now these Amethyst Gems are found in these Amethyst Geodes, and they only grow on these special blocks. So you can't actually grow them in your little farms. You have to bring the farms to here and build everything around this farm. So the gems are sort of rare because they can only be grown here on a type of bedrock that you can't mine in survival Minecraft. Now these gems are actually pretty cool, and they're actually in conjunction with these copper ores that they added to the game. Now copper ores are just like the normal ores, like gold, iron, and the rest of them, but they actually made them in veins now, so you can actually dig out a whole bunch of copper ores and follow the veins to get the copper. And you can make slabs and normal blocks like you do for the other blocks with copper ores, and they actually are used to craft a telescope. Now the telescope is actually made by combining the copper and the Amethyst Gems, and they give you a little bit of a zoom key, so you actually don't need Optifine anymore to get a zoom key in Minecraft, which I find is really cool for people who do want to use the mob. And oh look, there's a Ravager. Now like I said before, the copper, they actually decay over time, so what happens is the copper will oxidize on your roof, so it'll show that you have an older build if your copper oxidizes into a green form, as you can see from this time lapse. So over the days, months, weeks that you have in your world, you'll see that the copper will decay over time, and it'll actually give you sort of like a prismarine look, which I think is pretty cool. Now what they're going to be adding are lightning rods, and they can be crafted out of copper, and this actually helps with lightning to not burn your roofs and other builds that you have in the world. So you can place lightning rods down on your roof, and then you'll see that the lightning is actually going to get attracted to the rod, and it won't cause a fire damage to your roof. So this is a way of protecting your builds in Minecraft, which is so cool, and they're adding so many great things into this update. Now to address the inventory problem with Minecraft, they added this thing called bundles, and bundles are sort of like shulker boxes, but what you actually do with bundles is take each item and put it into the bundle and then puts it into one inventory slot. So you can have oak logs that they're putting in there, you can have grass, which is about to put in, iron into one inventory slot, and it's sort of like a sack of Santa's presents, I guess you can say, which helps with divvying out the inventory slots. So they're putting all the flowers into one slot and to fill up the bundle. So when you go out in your world and you're mining a whole bunch of blocks, you can fit everything into just one giant sack, so you don't have to worry about cluttering up your inventory, and it makes it nice and clean just like the shulker box did for us way back when. Another cool addition they're adding to Minecraft is archaeology excavations. Now we craft these new tools that they have called brushes, and when you go to the excavation sites, you actually can excavate each block there. And when you excavate, you have a chance at finding either a gem or a rare item that was in this spot. Now it takes a bit of time, but they tell you to take your time when you're excavating, because if you try and rush when you excavate, then your item might actually get destroyed. And we'll actually see an example of that just in a little bit. Now with the artifacts you can find from excavating, you can actually craft them into a pot. They didn't say exactly how we craft this pot, so it might be just a mixture of just normal clay that we can get from mining, and then you can actually fire this pot to make it into an actual block in the game. So with your artifacts you can place them onto the pot to create a sort of story, as they said, and then with the flint and steel you can actually cook the pot, just like in real life. And when your pots are cooked, they'll actually make your own little pot, placeable block actually, in the game for Minecraft, so you can tell your story by placing a pot down anywhere you want, and there's a whole bunch of designs, so now we have decorative pots. Now there's also another new mob they added to the game, which are called Axolotls. Now Axolotls, they call them the most cutest predator out there, and they're these little pink dragonfish. I'm not too sure exactly what they are in real life, but they're these pink little dragonfish, I'm going to call them. And you can actually scoop them up and put them into buckets and make your own little fish clan of axolotls. So to scoop them up and put them into the buckets, it's the same way we scoop up normal fish. We just have to get a water bucket out, scoop them up, and then we're good to go. Now for axolotls, you can actually use them to fight guardians and elder guardians in ocean temples. You just have to place your group of axolotls around you and they'll follow you and help you fight guardians. Now the cool thing about axolotls is when they take damage, they'll actually play dead and then heal themselves so they can actually fight again. And they have a chance at healing you in a fight, so this is going to be pretty cool. And the glow squid won the mob vote, so now we have a glow squid. And that's all the announcements they did for the Minecraft 1.17 update. I am extremely happy about this update, and it says it's going to be released sometime in 2021, so I expect it to be I guess a summer update like they did for the last one, Minecraft 1.16. But there's so many new blocks they added to this game, so many new features, and I can't wait till it comes out. I'm really excited for all these new blocks, and thank you Mojang for this amazing Minecon live. I mean, this is probably the best one I've seen. But anyways guys, that's going to do it for this update video. Thank you so much for watching. It's been Tracking25, and I'll see you guys in the next video.